Raven, the devout member of the Second Airborne Squadron sent to Earth by her god, Mother Sphere, to reclaim the planet from their sworn enemies, the Naytiba, the faction of mysterious beings capable of limitless evolutionary capabilities. Raven's squadron is dispatched from one of the rings of the colony, the multi-ringed space station that encompasses Earth. As they approach Earth's atmosphere, Raven and the hundreds of other airborne squad members recall the words ingrained in their memories from their god, Mother Sphere. Children born on a starry night, go forth and fulfill your mission. Be proud, forever and always. Our future is in your hands. Raven knows the importance of this mission, the mission she and her comrades spent countless cycles in the colony's simulations preparing for, the mission that once achieved would allow her to live on Earth, the home she has never known, but was told is blue and beautiful. The significance of achieving this goal was also felt by the colony's inhabitants, the once citizens of Earth. The colony's inhabitants were not capable of fighting. Returning to Earth and breathing its air again was a hopeful future that was reliant on the success of Raven and her combat-ready airborne squad mates. To achieve success meant to achieve Mother Sphere's plan, the Eve Protocol. As Raven and the Second Airborne Squadron, her comrades, approached Earth's atmosphere, they heard the final briefing blare through the comms. The sound permeated through the fluid of their drop pods. Their objectives were clear: capture of the Elder Naytiba, followed by his elimination if capture is not possible, as well as elimination of all other Naytiba and Alpha Naytiba they encounter on their dive to Earth. Raven descended through Earth's atmosphere, ready to complete her mission. Confident due to the numerous runs with her comrades, Danis and Ripley, tearing apart the dozens of listed Naytiba in the colony's simulations. Her squad mates were fast, but Raven was special and was always point leader in their simulations. She knew she was blessed from Mother Sphere, her body frame somehow capable of short proximity teleportation, sonic dashes, and she herself was equipped with a blade unique to all others, her cryoblade capable of freezing enemies for short intervals of time. Raven's reverence for Mother Sphere and her adherence to the Mother Sphere doctrine was why she knew she was the one chosen for Mother Sphere's blessing. These unique abilities were bestowed upon her, Raven, to fulfill the Eve Protocol. Raven would be the one to carry this out. Her body frame and nanosuit outfitted with the reminder of her significance. She was the chosen one, and she would lead her comrades to reclaim Earth in the name of Mother Sphere. These were the dogmatic views of Raven, Stellarblade's fallen angel. Unfortunately, we are not aware of the details of Raven's dive to Earth. We are not sure if this second wave to Earth is met with a percussion of low-orbit Naytiba energy strikes that decimate her squadron, or if she makes it through Earth's atmosphere unobstructed. However, we know a small group of airborne squad members plus Raven make it through an initial battle in District 3 of Earth. After reaching the rallying point, Wave 2's next objective was to locate the Elder Naytiba. Made evident by the data log "Attack Detected," we are aware that Mother Sphere has the coordinates of Abyss Levoir, so it is plausible that she also has coordinates for Raven's next location, Altice Levoir. Raven would have been provided these coordinates from Mother Sphere. The surviving members of the Second Airborne Squad are therefore able to find respite in this underground location. This reprieve from battle allows Raven the moments to start recording information on the Airborne Squadron's legacy devices. But getting there nearly killed her squad mates. Death is likely. They move through the underground location and set up an airborne squad camp within a large cylindrical room containing a vast number of large pod-like vials containing a red fluid substance. With her understanding of the current situation, the extreme loss of life from her squad after the dive to Earth, Raven realizes her team's success rate is significantly reduced. Although still confident, she must be realistic about her chances of completing the Eve protocol, and therefore begins to create legacy recordings to record relevant and useful information that can be used by subsequent waves of squad members that succeed hers. She creates legacy recordings 1 and 2. We do not hear these during the events of Stellar Blade. These recordings most likely contain a sitrep containing the status of her team, her current location, functionability, and any other relevant information Raven deems necessary the potential next wave of angels, Wave 3, should know. With Danis and Ripley in a bad state, they are unable to contribute to the mission. Raven scouts ahead to find any relevant information within this mysterious underground facility. Raven combs through data logs and consoles, eventually discovering the function of this facility, as well as who ran it during the time before the final war. Raven discovers the Humanity Liberation Front and their history. Most importantly, she discovers the war before the final war, the Liberation War. Her mind immediately begins to race. This Liberation Front claims to be human. Why haven't I heard of them before? Raven thought to herself. Why are there records of an unknown war? Why do they call it the Liberation War? This war was fought between androids called Andro-Eidos and humans. I would have known about this war. I am the most skilled warrior of my airborne squad and a student of war. Is it really possible there was another war I did not know about? It appears the Naytiba brought about the destruction of this android race, the Andro-Eidos. I must make a new legacy recording. But wait! Why was none of this told to us by Mothersphere? Could this all really be true? Could Mothersphere be wrong? Could she be hiding something from me? Forgive me, Mothersphere. No, it's not true. It's not. Mothersphere's grace provides for us all. Dear Mother in heavens, please forgive my sins. I should not doubt you. Take me in your arms and lead me not to temptation. But my comrades, I lost so many. Danis and Ripley will soon be next. I must give the next wave of angels as much intel as possible. I will do it. Please forgive me, Mothersphere, but I have to, for my comrades, for my sisters. It has now been 8 days since Raven's dive to Earth, and she makes her third record on a legacy device, the first one that we hear as we play Stellar Blade. Raven divulges what she has learned. This is her first unknowing transgression against the Mothersphere doctrine, as she has uncovered the first thread in Mothersphere's lie. Although she has not realized the lie yet, or what the lie is meant to cover up, this thread will eventually lead to a greater unraveling of the truth about her origin, and ultimately the truth about her god, Mothersphere. Raven vows to continue to investigate the origin of Naytibas. The records in Altice Levoir so far have yielded information only stating that Naytiba are of an unknown origin. The curiosity she gains from the mysteries of this laboratory initiates her hunt for the truth about the Naytiba, and in doing so, Raven simultaneously begins gaining her own agency as someone who will eventually escape the manipulation of Mothersphere. However, Raven is not aware of this. At this point, Raven still has faith in Mothersphere. Her determination to find the origin of Naytibas still stems from the wish to complete the Eve protocol, the capture or elimination of the Elder Naytiba. Raven moves throughout the facilities and uncovers the name of her underground location, Altice Levoir. Days pass by. She loses her comrades Danis and Ripley. There is nothing she could do for them. Death came and consumed. She took their memory sticks and saved them to pass along to Mothersphere when the opportune moment comes. Raven takes it upon herself to not let her comrades die in vain. She gathers information from the laboratory's records and the memory sticks of Legion soldiers near and around Altice Levoir, As she pores through the data, Raven continues to uncover information that unsettles her. She sees the Humanity Liberation Front's continued transgressions and hatred towards Mothersphere and those they call the Andro-Eidos. Raven ponders this. Why would this organization hate our God? It didn't make sense to her. As days continued, Raven eventually came to what she uncovered as a disappointing truth. This revelation stilled her. It drained her of all emotion. The shock of it made her body and mind empty, as it revealed everything her God, Mothersphere, claimed to be was not real. Her faith, what she turned to in order to give her strength and motivation, was a lie. At this point, Raven has not pieced together that she is Andro-Eidos. She still believes she is human, a real organic human being. She has uncovered the reality that Mothersphere is an artificial superintelligence created by mankind, specifically by a man named Raphael Marx. Raven discovers that Mothersphere quickly realized the limitations of organic human beings when compared to Mothersphere's self-made counterparts, the Andro-Eidos. After all, organic human beings had finite limitations to the environments they lived in, had short lifespans, and were more fragile overall. The created Andro-Eidos were quickly deemed as having more limitless potential to accept and use all of the prosperity Mothersphere already brought about and had planned to continue to provide in the future. Raven therefore realizes that Mothersphere is actually the god of the Andro-Eidos, not humans. And because she still believes she is human, a real organic human, Raven doesn't understand why she, as a human, has always worshipped Mothersphere. I want to take this moment to pause here and recommend one of my other videos, The Liberation War and Mothersphere's Lie, in my Stellar Blade lore series for you to check out. It was at this time that Mothersphere reclassified humanity, and it gets somewhat confusing if you are not fully aware of what happened. If you want to hear a more detailed deep dive of what exactly happened with regards to Mothersphere's reclassification of humankind, check this video out here first, also linked in the description, then come back to this video and continue on Raven's journey with me. 52 days have passed since Raven's dive to Earth, and she records her 5th record, the second one that we see after Taki's death as we play Stellar Blade. She shares all of the aforementioned information and concludes the recording in a confused state at what she's learned. She is left puzzled as the recording ends. It has not dawned on her that she could possibly be Andro-Eidos and not an organic human being. Raven needs more information if she is to make sense of what she discovered in Altis-Levoir, but there is no further relevant data in this facility. However, she learns of a nearby location the Humanity Liberation Front also used, similar to the one she has been in. A sister facility called Abyss-Levoir was not far. She spent the next few days traveling there until she arrives. Here, in Abyss, she sees similar production facilities and experimentation labs. Most notably, she finds the heart of the contamination. She sees the grotesque figure Maelstrom, but she does not disturb it. Raven moves through the facilities undetected, thanks to her ability to teleport short distances. She can gather intel without being noticed. Raven sets up another airborne squad campsite and begins to comb through the data until she finds it. She is sent into a collapse as she pieces it all together. She is not human. They were lied to. She thought to herself, "We are all Andro-Eidos. But that is not my being. Why do I know myself to be human? This cannot be. Mothersphere, help me, please. I know I am human." No, these documents say otherwise. Why would Mothersphere do this? If we are Andro-Eidos, why do we think we are human? Mothersphere is indeed our God. She was created, and so were we. So why make us believe we are human? Why not just let us know we are androids? Further examination of the data at Abyss reveals to Raven the origins of Naytiba. She learns of the Humanity Liberation Front and their efforts. Then, Raven finally realizes the harshest truth of all. While those living on the colony had their memories wiped of all knowledge of the Liberation War and the organic humans that preceded them, the airborne squad members and herself never had a real living existence or history that necessitated a memory wipe in the first place. The airborne squad members simply existed as weapons to carry out one function: the completion of the Eve protocol. While in Abyss Levoir, Raven thinks to herself, "We were lied to. I was not born. I'm not even sure who I am. Engineers are able to create everything necessary for my existence, even memories. No, I know I have real memories. I am real. Why can't I remember them? Why can I only remember the Eve protocol? There is nothing for me before my creation, is there? The simulations, my comrades, my mission. It really is all I have. I am only a weapon." Lies. They were all lies. A weapon pointed at an enemy I truly know nothing of. My existence and even the enemy I am made to fight, all created from lies. Born from the false god, Mother Sphere. 78 days have passed since Raven's dive to Earth. Raven wonders if her legacy recordings will serve anyone. She's not sure, but for now they give her a purpose. She aims to continue her mission, not to satisfy Mother Sphere. She was the one who lied to her. This is not her god anymore. Let me serve my sisters. If I can somehow get this information to my sisters in the colony, they will not be sent to this hell to die in vain. I will find a way to send them this information, and I will finish this mission so no further airborne squads will need to be sent to Earth. I will find the Elder Naytiba. Raven finds relevant information in Abyss Levoir about the Elder's coordinates and spends several days looking for this location. She comes upon wreckage from the colony extinction that takes her into a small cavern. While traveling, her thoughts about Mother Sphere begin to consume her. Raven accepts the truth, but this degrades her mental state. She knows it as the objective truth, but the thought of being lied to by the god she held in such high regard devastated her. She was the best in the simulations, the greatest warrior of the Second Airborne Squadron, her identity as a person. But this was all a part of Mother Sphere's deception and lies. She wasn't an individual. She was a state-of-the-art weapon used for a purpose, and once that purpose was fulfilled, it would be Mother Sphere and those that lived on the colony, its citizens, that would inherit the Earth to live out their days on. Everything she stood for, the liberation of Earth from Naytiba occupation, her worship of Mother Sphere, and everything in between meant nothing, even her physical body. A body she once thought was born made of human flesh was now nothing but a metal body frame, her very existence a husk of falseness that once was. In the abyss of her crumbling mind, she pulls herself to the surface one last time to give herself a reprieve from her tormenting thoughts. She knows the legacy recordings she made holds some value. She decides to make a final recording. It has been 109 days since her dive to Earth. She determines the central area of one of the modules from the colony rings will be an apt place to make her final recording. Raven proceeds to recount the end of the final war, in which Mother Sphere's actions resulted in the colony extinction, using it as an example of the lengths Mother Sphere goes to achieve her goals. Raven's final statement likens everyone that exists on Earth as pawns on Mother Sphere's twisted chessboard, illustrating they exist as a means to Mother Sphere's ends, that their individual lives don't really mean anything. Instead, their lives, living or in death, are meant to contribute to the continued progress of mankind as a whole, composed of whatever species Mother Sphere sees fit to carry forth the moniker of humankind. Unperceived to Raven, the Elder watches on from within the nest. On his own quest to save humanity from his self-imposed doom, he sees an opportunity in this android. He recalls his first failed fusion with Orkel. The Elder turned Orkel into an Alpha Naytiba, but this android might be different. During the Liberation War, Adam witnessed humans, real humans decimated at the hands of the Andro-Eidos armies. But Mother Sphere used the legionnaires of the old Orca Aerospace Company to enact genocide against humans in the Liberation War. Those soldiers were different than the one he saw now in front of the nest. To him it appeared more advanced, more nimble, quick, perhaps stronger and more capable in other ways as well. He thought to himself, what results might this advanced body frame yield that differs from a typical Andro-Eidos body like Oracle's? I'm not sure, but look at her. There is an error in her way. She walks madly, cowering in her hands, every so often cursing Mother Sphere. Such hatred towards the digital god that I created. I could use this, bend this being to my will. Let me catch this fallen being and push it to where I need it to be. I'll study its body frame. It may unlock the necessary information required for me to save humanity. To Raven's amazement, the far cavern wall opens, and she sees a man standing before her. He smiles at her. His smile is the first warmth she felt in a long time. Her body, only moments before as cold as her cryoblade, now fluttered with warmth. The two approached each other, and then he spoke. We would never be born in this world if not for lies. Come with me. Let me share with you salvation. Raven took the man's hand. His touch provided her even more warmth. She entered through the far cave wall that opened up and fell into an unimaginable ecstasy as the man revealed everything to her. She learned his true identity as the Elder Nativa, but he wasn't hostile. He told her he was working on a way to heal the Earth, to save both the human race and the Andro-Eidos. Raven got to know him and fell even further. Raven could understand his pain, how he viewed himself as the cause of all the destruction. She could hear his anger towards Mother Sphere. Oh, how she relished the moments he spoke about her with such abhorrence. And Raven even came to know his agony of the thought of not completing his mission to atone for his sins. She came to worship him as his knowledge seemed to surpass even Mother Sphere. Raven's strongest trait, the ability to devote oneself to a cause or a person, peeled from Mother Sphere completely, supplanted by the Elder. She was his servant now. But even in all of her devotion, the Elder, Adam, could see the unfortunate reality that the truth Raven discovered had broken her too badly. It was of no concern as of now. He still had his mission to complete. He began studying her body frame and eventually unlocked the knowledge necessary to bring forth a new iteration of humanity. The answer lay in her body frame's beta core. Beta cores were absent in Andro-Eidos such as Oracle and the others in Zion. But now with an understanding of Mother Sphere's newest iteration of Andro-Eidos, he knows he can create his next iteration of humankind out of these such body frames. But for the Elder's plan to work, he needs more than just a hyper-advanced body frame to fuse with. He needs an individual capable of leading humanity forward. He needs a sound individual. If his calculations are correct, upon his fusion with one of the hyper-advanced body frames, he has concluded that his consciousness may not remain. The Elder needs to know that whoever he fuses with is someone he can trust to carry forth humankind. He does not view Raven as capable in this way. After time together, the Elder knows Raven is too far gone, her psyche too unraveled by Mother Sphere's lies. Instead of fusion with Raven, he pledges to wait for another body frame. He knows Mother Sphere will send more of these hyper-advanced body frames soon enough. For now, he has other plans for Raven. The Elder reveals to her that he will make her his disciple. He will make her into something truly powerful. He claims that he will reveal Raven's true form. This is Raven's turn into an Alpha Nativa. While playing Stellar Blade, this is illustrated through some of the collectibles in the desert. The memory stick, I felt it, reveals the words fallen, I felt it, over and over again. It continues, I saw the true God. This is Adam, the Elder. The memory stick continues, I saw a fallen kneeling and transforming into the true appearance of an angel. This is Adam providing Raven an alpha core, resulting in her transformation into an alpha Natiba. Then it repeats, "They saw me. There shall be another light. The fallen is their disciple." Upon Raven's transformation into an alpha Natiba, now as Adam's disciple, he divulges his plans to her. Before her fight with Eve outside the nest, Raven tells Eve she knew from the beginning that she was nothing but a tool to guide Eve to him. This was done primarily with the legacies. They became part of the plan initiated by the Elder. This can be seen in a few more items obtained in Stellar Blade. The book, I Heard It, details how presumably the same individual who saw Raven transform into the Alpha Natiba got their hands on one of the legacies. They were able to listen to it and discover the truth about Mother Sphere, in particular that she is a created god. This individual praises the fallen, Raven, and declares they will find the teachings of the fallen, stating their destination is where the legacies come from. The journal titled I Saw It, located in the Great Desert, states how the individual, most likely the same individual as both descriptions use the same coded spellings of the created God and the fallen, states that they saw it, the beautiful appearance of the fallen. Again, this is in reference to the fallen angel Raven. The individual states they are walking. This refers to Adam and Raven walking in the desert towards Abyss Levoir. They are on their way to Abyss so that Adam can make sure Raven plants the legacy device. Adam wants a new angel, but he wants to make sure this new angel is given information about Mother Sphere's lie and the subsequent truth in a very specific way, slowly, along with being provided the opportunity to interact with the people of Zion. Raven never had the opportunity to meet the people of Zion. Raven has never had interactions with humans. Adam knows the power of human-to-human interaction. He is the only true organic human being left and therefore knows the importance of human connection. He wants to provide a new angel the opportunity to learn humanity, kindness, and how to lead others so that it can lead humankind forward once he fuses with it. Adam wants whichever angel he picks to have interactions with humans. He thinks any angel that discovers the truth in a similar way to Raven will become broken like she was. In order for his plan of fusion to work, the angel he fuses with must willingly take his hand. That means they must know the truth about humanity, Mother Sphere, and the Natiba. Therefore, putting the legacy devices in Altis and Abyss Levoir would test an angel's physical prowess and abilities, and also function as a reward, the truth revealed slowly in parts and monitored by Adam through the drone. This would be something that Adam could easily control. He would not take an angel into Zion unless he deemed them worthy, and once he made that call, he would introduce the angel to Oracle, who would in turn send the angel on missions under the guise of retrieving hypercells, when in reality, Adam cared more about drip-feeding the information on the legacies to a potential angel that he would eventually fuse with. But Raven would not sit around idly. Raven is able to figure out Adam's plan to obtain a new angel. But she doesn't fully understand how important it is to Adam that this new angel have humanity and kindness. Raven believes she can destroy any new angel or foil the Elder's plans in some other way to make him realize she is a better fit for fusion. However, she doesn't realize her efforts are futile. Yes, Raven is powerful and fits that criteria, but she is not kind. She is broken and not fit to carry the next iteration of humankind into the future. As the 7th Airborne Squadron makes its approach to Earth, Raven sees the Elder leave the nest. He mounts his hoverbike and departs for the approach vector of the 7th Airborne Squad. Raven knows the Elder's intentions. Raven's adrenaline rises and she thinks to herself, "He won't listen to me. So I will show him I am worthy. I will prove it to him. I should be his chosen one. It was me who stood beside him, dedicated to his cause." Raven exits the nest. She is more fluid in her Alpha Natiba form. She moves naturally and with deft precision. Her larger, more formidable-looking body rushes off. She flaps her enormous Naytiba wings. Black feathers shed around her in a flurry of energy. The Elder's hoverbike is slow compared to her. I will get there before he does, she thought. Raven scanned the destruction of the 7th Airborne Squad's LZ. No squad members remained. But then she sees two figures moving down below, next to the remains of a large brute Naytiba. One carried an orange tachyon blade that just retracted inward, while the other wore a green Airborne Squadron nanosuit. Raven sensed these as the last remaining squad members on the entire beach. If she could take them out, the Elder would know she was worthy. This final action cements her collapse. Through her gained agency, Raven chooses her own path, away from Mothersphere and now away from the Elder, two individuals she worshipped at different moments of her life. She fell towards Earth's surface again, this time as the fallen angel, her true form, that of an alpha Naytiba, a raven, a monster. Thank you for joining me on this one. Let me know down in the comments what you think of this Stellar Blade profile, or anything else you want to discuss. I'll be jumping down into the comment section below to keep up the discussion with you all there. As always, I truly appreciate your time. See you on the next one, and may your memories live on forever.